Aloha, there's Joy the dog. Welcome to Aloha Food Forest. There are ice cream beans and loquats and fun little gardens planted with mulch covering the soil. Little gardens with lots of layers. Sometimes ground covers, sometimes trees, sometimes vines. These are grapevines, banana trees, fruit trees. Here is an apple tree blossoming. There's Joy the dog. Joy, say hi. Joy, say hi. So it's a simple backyard garden, but it's been designed to imitate a food forest, a forest. Here's onions that have been growing here for decades, over a decade. They keep reseeding themselves. We originally bought these green onions at the store to feed our chickens, and we discovered that even after the chickens would eat all of the lovely greens on the top, there'd be a little part on the bottom down here, and this is what the chickens wouldn't eat it, and this is where the roots are. So if you just dropped it on the ground, it would start growing onions, and then it would make seeds for new onions. And I've shown it in so many of my videos. So we're here hanging out in the Garden of Infinite Abundance. I wanted to talk to you also about the fennel that I grow and that I've talked about in other videos. It's that black licorice fennel. And I've shared how it attracts the pollinators that protect our citrus trees, and it's great to have in gardens. And so I brought it into our garden, and I love it, and I love it so much when it's blooming. It's bringing in the pollinators. It tastes like black licorice, and it has this component that I've heard of in scientific writings about shikimic acid, and that fennel, the licorice fennel, has that. Well, what I discovered was I was letting too much of it into the garden, and I had to restore the balance. So I have it still like popping up as weeds all over, and I've left some patches up by the front of the house, but I've taken out this entire patch that was the fennel. And first I cut off all the flowers so that they cannot reproduce, and then I dug up all the plants. Why? Because I don't want them to grow everywhere, and I will bring them back into the soil. And this is an old hugel culture. This is where we had buried logs a long time ago. So the fennel grew in here. They helped really break up the soil again. So I'm going to replant this as I had it before, as a little multiple ground growing edibles and medicinal garden. We've had pumpkins here before. Maybe we'll try tomatoes again. We'll try some new things and some fun things in this patch, which I had allowed it to all be fennel. Really, it was fine to let that happen, and then it was good exercise to dig it up. And now with the roots having gone down deep, it's even better to plant it. So here we are at the food forest. Let's go to the medicine wheel. So these are young trees, grafted trees. Here's the medicine wheel. The sunlight feels so nice, and the soil is full of water, and the earth is holding the water and helping form all the different life forms that grow here. So many. So it's fun to have a piece of land to play with. And then once you get there, you start looking at the land, learning everything. Where does the sun come from? How does it slope? Pretty soon, learning all the directions of north, south, east, and west, and where the wind blows in and where it blows out. And lots of things like that that I talk about in chapter 1 of the 8-step path to creating a food forest. And so you're wandering around looking and learning. And the next thing you begin to focus on is the names of the plants and what the plants actually are, what they do. Learn everything you can about every plant, every bird, every animal. George Washington Carver said, "I wish there was someone to tell me the name of every plant and the name of everything I see around me in nature." But there was no one to tell me. And that was in our early American history. But right now, we have the ability to show AI any plant we see. And we can learn the name of it. We can hear what other people have said about it. So plant identification. Just take a picture and figure out what it is. That is step 2. And then step 3 is start picking out what you're going to plant. What are you going to plant in your garden? Picking out the things you love the most. Planning the sun and shade. The wind. Observing and then being inspired. That's the fun of it. And then step 4 happens almost naturally. When you have deciduous trees like these pecan trees here, see they drop all these leaves. So these make a great covering for the soil every year when the trees drop their leaves. See that? So that's what they call deciduous. It means it drops its leaves. Other trees are evergreen, like this tree here. It's an evergreen. The pine tree is an evergreen. See the pine trees, the palm trees, they're evergreens. The yucca, even the bananas are evergreens. But other trees lose their leaves, like the stone fruits. This right in front of us is a peach, and you see a big fig back there and another little fig, and then some almonds sort of to the left of the big fig tree. You might see there's a little tree planted up there and another little tree behind it. I'll take you down there. So this is an almond. This tree here. See the watering pipe? And then this is another little almond here. It's a little bit more in the shade. It's a little younger. And there are always lots of birds. So here at the medicine wheel, I love to spread gratitude for our Mother Earth, number 1. Gratitude for being here and for all she teaches us. Aloha is the spirit of unity and connection among all beings. It makes a food forest a very harmonious place to live. And the fruits of the Spirit, which are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. And I also like laughter, music, dancing, friendship, family, freedom, and fun. So thank you for watching this video. I'm Tutu Signs at Aloha Food Forest, and I wish you a beautiful 2026 and beyond.